Yes, indeedy. Oh, while I'm waiting for some people to join me, speaking brings us to the moon. Oh, where you at, Facebook? Mm. 24-karat magic in the air. Head to toe, so player. Hey, look out. Oh. Guess who's back again? Hey, you don't know? I bet they know as soon as you walk in. Oh, okay, I got a few where I'm gonna stop. Oh, let me stop. Let me cut it out. Woo! Oh, I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. All right. What's going on, y'all? If y'all can't tell, I'm hyped. I'm trying to keep myself calm. Why am I trying to keep myself calm when the day is like one of the most magical days that's popping? Oh God, I was trying to contain myself for a minute and I can't. So I'm just gonna run with it. So if y'all just laugh at me, all of that, it's all good. So we got Katia, we got Imani, we got Jermaine. Oh God, thanks for all of the love and the laughing faces. I feel so freaking good. Oh God, you are too much for me, Katia. Thank you. Thank you. All right, I'm here. It's intermission time for those of you that have registered for the summit and had a chance to listen to our first two speakers. They were freaking amazing. And so here's the deal, right? For any of you that might want to do something like this, I said I was going to develop the course of all courses to make the ultimate summit. I got to teach this because this is phenomenal. And it's not just about the summit itself and the opportunity to, make money. It's about the person you become during the process. And every single one of my interviews, thank you all for the love. I enjoy them so much. But you work and you work and you grind and you grind and you record and you record and you do so much that you can forget all of the magical moments that were created in the process of doing these interviews. And come on, let me see what you guys are saying. You guys are on fire. Oh Lord, let me make sure oh God, why am I faking it? I cannot get Miss Roach is here. Oh man. So what are the comments? You said those interviews were outstanding. Were they not, Camille? And you hit up a bunch of posts quoting some of them. There were some huge takeaways from these. And you said the interviews are awesome, Lisa. Let me tell you guys, there was so much magic in creating these interviews that it was insane. And when I went back, because I want you all to understand something, for me personally, to make sure that production is on point, I'm a part of all of the process. That means when the interviews are playing, I do not have my feet kicked up saying, oh, well, I'm like literally babysitting stuff because technological glitches occur. I had somebody just recently say, hey, I didn't get my email. Don't even know why it happened. Come to find out it went to their junk. But if it didn't go through, it was going to be my responsibility to push it through. And so thanks so much again for all of the love. And so I got to stay on top of things because I just like things to run smoothly. And technology is going to do what it's going to do. But to make sure you guys have the most phenomenal experience, I like to be there all up in it. Miss Roach, you said you have to listen later. You're off. Oh, Boo Boo Connections. Hey, Grace. Oh, Najada. Hey, Renette. We got a party up in here. Nishi, what's going on? Look, for those of you that got a chance to see it, oh man, and you know what? I'm going to switch this up. The next one I do, I'm going to do live. And when you guys come on, I'm going to be inviting some people on here with me to actually speak. You guys can take the time if you're willing to go live and talk about what went on. But who's willing to type in the comment some of the most, profound things that you heard in the summit and the kind of impact that it had? To steal just a tinge of your thunder, Camille, I'm going to go to 2 posts that you put up. You said, yep, I'm guilty. We ask for help in our business, but we don't ask for help in our home. And to be successful, we need to be present in both areas. We need to get help in both areas. And Lynn broke this thing down. Ladies, this segment is especially for you. I mean, because think about it. Once we become business owners, we like, okay, I can't wait till I can hire myself an assistant, and I can't wait till I can hire a graphic designer, and I can't wait until I can hire someone to do whatever it is that you want them to do. But how many of us as women have glitches when we say, I have to hire a nanny? Ooh, that's too, I don't think I want to, I still got to be a mother, and that I got to be involved in my kid's life, as if it reduces you as a person. And I'm not going to even try to explain all of the things that Lynn broke down. She talked about the communication with the kids, and especially if you're here and I see your comment. I'm gonna come to that, Camille. Especially if you're a parent and you're trying to communicate to your kids that you need to make these extreme sacrifices for the moment, how there's still an effective way that you need to do this so that they don't feel like they're the blame or they're left out. And so many of us, we're not moving forward in our business, right? Because we don't want to alienate our children, and we're warring with all of this stuff. But she's like, then please understand, this woman was in the educational system for a nice period of time, and she worked with elementary children. So when she talks about their ability to rebound or to be resilient and to be brilliant and what they can actually take, I didn't just get some, rinky-dink person to do this segment and to talk about this. This is what Lynn is qualified to do. She saw so much in the arena where she was working. She was like, I need to take some of this stuff and I need to make programs, and I need to help business owners. So she was on point. Let me go back though. Hey, Miss Arnita, you said you wrote down, Camille, stop comparing your point A to someone else's point S. And once again, I cannot steal Cassie's thunder. Cassie was the one who said that. And when she was breaking that thing down, baby, she hit a chord. There are so many of you, you are beginning entrepreneurs, you're aspiring entrepreneurs, you're just getting this thing started, and you're looking at somebody that's at point S, and you want the animations, you want Infusionsoft, you want lead pages, you want so many things, you want all of these little techie things instead of going to, what you think is lesser. It's not lesser, it's just where you are at that moment. But if you could just stay persistent, before you blink an eye, you will be in the same place as these people. And so, it was not just motivation and inspiration. These women are like breaking down key things that you need to do in order to bridge the gap with so many things. Let's see, Lisa, Camille, somebody else. How many of you tripped off of what she said about the thing with the S shape of her spine? I remember when she said that in the interview about being out of alignment, that it literally attacked her physical body. That is where she gave me like the ultimate of ultimate wow moments. So at this point, it's only two interviews in, just two interviews in, and you guys should be like, wait a minute. I was rushing this entrepreneur thing. I was overthinking this entrepreneur thing. I could do this. The reason why it's difficult is because I left out these steps. And if I could just go back and take their advice and do what they said, things will work out and chime out a lot better. I am so hyped. Oh my God. And we're not finished. We have just barely begun. Our next two speakers, they are on fire. So here it is. For those of you that may not have registered yet, let's talk about something that's really real. So the bottom line is Cassie broke it down about how she was able to, well, she wasn't able to, she had to, for an entire year, do what she had to do to get herself together. And that meant she forsook some of those wifely duties, some of those parental duties in order to get herself back intact. But when she came back full force, relationship better with her kids, with her spouse, and even with her tribe. And now she's building her own empire and very successful at that. Lynn has said, okay, before you start getting out here and you're so gung-ho about your business, how do you communicate these things with your spouse and communicate it with your children so that your family is on board with you and nobody's resenting you and looking at you like you're the person that doesn't do anything but work? But now we got to take it and we got to turn things up a notch. We got to take it another level, because now that you want to get out there and do your business, do you got your paperwork together? Are you legally straight? Or are you just jumping out here on a whim and you ready to do business? But someday, at any given moment, you could possibly get shut down. And I remember doing this interview with Tessa, and Tessa was like, you better do this, you better do that. And I was like, man, she worse than me, telling people, you know, what it is that they better do and they have to do. But it was such real talk, real talk. And then Renette's going to follow up behind that and start breaking it down. You know, some of you'd say you want that 7 figures. You want that 7 figures? Listen to what happened to Renette. I'm telling you now, with her family, with the obstacles after investing thousands of dollars. See, a lot of you want the big win, but can you take the big losses? These entrepreneurs are not pulling back the brakes. Look, you're going to get the cars, the luxuries, the vacations, all of these things, but they're telling you about the little thank you guys for all the love, but they're telling you about all the little underlining things that you deal with that could make or break your business. I'm telling you, I'm on fire. I have been supporting and representing my speakers since day one, but like I'm saying, to get a chance to come back and to hear them again, it has made me say, whoo. So listen, if you have an entrepreneurial friend that needs some help, they're building their business, but they're struggling, they need some real talk. That's what I'm about. Thank you. More love coming through. Real talk. That is what they need. That's what this summit is about. Share this video. Share this link. Start tagging your friends and your family. Look, if they don't click the link, and if they say that they don't need it, even if you know at the core of your being that they do, at least you can rest assured with knowing that you didn't not tell them. Matter of fact, I'll give you an example, and this has nothing to do with business, but this is something that like literally pissed me off when I was younger. My first husband ended up being abusive, right? And I remember being nervous about getting married, and I took him to meet my dad, and my dad gave him an okay. Well, he ended up being a jerk. I ended up divorcing him, moving into my own place, and after being with him for a couple of years, my father then comes to visit me and says, I never liked him in the first place. And I remember saying to myself, why in the hell didn't you tell me if there was something that you knew? And you want to know what he said? Because I got this powerful personality. He was like, well, it's not like you would have listened anyway. I was actually humble and came to you. I was looking for help. So yeah, I would have listened. But even if he was right, what if he was right? Because I always have been kind of one of those I'm going to do what I say kind of people and have my mind made up. But if he would have told me, then I wouldn't have had any excuses. So we got to take away the excuses from people. See, everybody's out there talking like, I love me some Gary V, all right? I mean, how many Gary Vaynerchuk fans we got in the house? If you love Gary V, put the likes, put the hearts, all of this stuff, flood them across the screen. I know everybody doesn't like him, but here's one of the things that I can honestly say that I don't agree with Gary Vaynerchuk on. I don't agree with the fact that he speaks the spirit of defeat over everybody that he talks to. Yes, it's real talk, but he'll say all the time, 99% of you guys are not going to do what I'm saying anyway. That very well may be true. But if I could be an agent of change, if I could be an agent of power, and I can thank you guys for the love. If I could be the person to speak to the situation and tell you, you know what? Yes, you can. Because you weren't brought up like Gary Vee. You did not have parents that taught you how to be entrepreneurs. You did not have parents that were willing to defy an educational system and say, you know what, this is how you're going to make money. You didn't come from typical standards. Most of us come from places like what I'm talking about. For those of you that saw the opening video where family may try to use your platform to promote themselves, even though they never supported you, or people have walked away from you that said that they would be there and that they would help. You come from bad business deals where you thought it was going to be good and you found out that somebody was going to try to use you. You come from spouses not understanding your dream and undermining everything that you do because they think that it undermines them, especially with men as being a man. Not always, but I'm just saying. You come from those things. And so instead of speaking to the negativity and what's wrong with the people that you know and why you think they won't receive the message, why not say, you can't say that I didn't love you. You can't say that you didn't know because I shared it with you. So your friends, your family, if you're getting on their nerves, then you know what, so be it. You are getting on their nerves and they are going to be all right. Because For once, they're going to say, you know what? Someone beat me down with the truth. Someone loved me enough to let me know what I needed to know. So I am just so grateful, you guys. I'm grateful for you guys being here with me. Thank you for all of you all that are chiming in. The party has just barely begun. The next two speakers, they're going to turn it up a notch. We're not turning it down. We're taking it further. We're taking it higher every single day, tackling every single issue. Thank you for the affirmations that you need to know in order to be successful in business. So there should be a lot of reflection, you guys, a lot of reflection, but I'm not going to hold you, okay? I don't want to hold you because you got enough on your plate listening to the speakers, but I want to make sure thank you guys. Thank you so much for the love. I want to make sure everybody understands what's going on with getting access to the speakers, because some of you were looking forward in the Real Talk one-on-one group. Some of you were looking forward to possibly come through the news feed. This is an exclusive event. You don't get access unless you registered. I know everybody does their summits differently. Some of them let you go live in their groups. This is not that type of summit. This is locked and loaded, and it's exclusive for those who sign up for it. You will receive emails daily. Each day, there is a specific page where all of the interviews are housed. You just have to keep going back to that page for the time, because the agenda is on the website, for the time in which the interview is available. Once it's available, you just go there and get it. If for some reason you don't see it, refresh that page, because I'm a time fanatic and I'm cutting them on. And yeah, guess what? So that means that tomorrow I'll be cutting them off. 24-hour access is what you have in order to see these interviews. So that means that 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time tomorrow, you won't be able to see Cassie's interview anymore. That means at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, p.m. that is, you won't be able to see Lynn's interview. That's the purpose of the all access passes. If you don't think that you're going to be able to get them all, but you want to be able to make sure you have access, because it's too much information to try to hold on to. And even if you took notes, trust me, if you go back and listen again, I guarantee you'll get another ton of nuggets. That's what the all access passes are for. Hey, Mia, thank you. I'm glad you joined us too. That's what those passes are for. Not only for you to retain it, but for you to gain more wisdom and glean it. For people that are Christians, you would understand, like, you read a Bible scripture, then you read it again, and you read it again. And it's like every single time it spoke something differently to you in that moment. That's what's happening with the summit. And because we're taking it and we're breaking this stuff all the way down, this stuff is going to be applicable and stand the test of time. This is not stuff that's only good for this season. It's not a marketing strategy. It's not Facebook ads where it could change tomorrow, the next day, or the day after. This is stuff that's going to stand the test of time. These are fundamentals to business that don't go anywhere. These are communication techniques that will always be needed in order to help you build a successful and sustainable business. And right now, the all access passes are still 25% off. They were 50% off. I know I got a competition going on. Some of you all are waiting to win. If you win, don't worry. You get refunded your money back, but don't miss out on the opportunity to have all of this stuff and to have access to that live event. If this is making you think of more questions and you want to talk to some of these speakers and you want to ask them a little bit more, then that's where you get to come to the live event and say, hey, I was thinking about this, that, and the other. And there's going to be panelists every single hour to digest, soak in, take, and then give you answers. Hello, Stephanie. Hey, Mr. Crenshaw. Camille, you said, sure will. The nuggets are overflowing. Mia, you said hello. Camille, you said the stories are so powerful. You said Lynn was on target with that communicating with the family piece. I'm having combos this week. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Man, I can't calm down. I swear to God, I can't calm down. But I promised I wouldn't keep you. I'm going to let you guys have an intermission. That way, if you're sneaking and you're watching while you're at work, maybe you can at least pretend like you're working for 30 minutes before the next speaker. Oh God, I love you guys. Until the next one that will be on, and I'm in 30 minutes. That would be 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. I want you all to enjoy your day. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for trusting me and the rest of these speakers to have a piece of your life, to speak words of life over your business, over your families, over your everything that you can imagine. We're just barely getting started, y'all. So this is Auguste Crenshaw, the Real Talkpreneur. I'm going to get out of here. Don't forget to share the message. Deuces.